Hi guys, it's Resting Dollface here, and yep, I have to make a video. I think it's very clear, at least in my opinion, just what Meghan Markle's alleged PR is right now. We know that the Invictus Games are coming up, and I've yet to see one that she was MIA from. We've also seen over the years recently how they have rewritten history as to how the Invictus Games came about. I mean, anyone who's been paying attention knows that Harry was inspired by the Warrior Games from here in the USA when he went and saw them in 2013. And it was the Royal Foundation, then Prince Charles, Prince William, that all set this up for Harry to do this amazing charity, the Invictus Games. Since Meghan has come into the picture as, Harry's official wife, even as the alleged fiance in 2017, she's really kind of taken over Invictus Games. They've changed the narrative. We've seen the benefits that the Invictus Games have been offering to the veterans themselves go down. They used to help pay for the veterans to attend, and I think they allowed accommodations for their family, or at least some of their family. All of a sudden, all of that disappeared. And so I think Meghan and Harry are looking, or at least Meghan is planning to have a royal family on the balcony type moment with the kids. And we're going to get into why I think that and just how it's coming about, okay? So let's go. Here's that updated, elevated legal disclaimer. Go ahead and hit pause. But let's get right into it. This is the Whistler Games. This is Invictus's first winter games, if I'm not mistaken. And even though they announced this professional split, I feel like whenever they announce that is simply to test the waters, get free PR out there to see if Meghan can book anything that she feels is of her, which her perceived caliber is. And it's kind of like baiting the water in the press, yet it seems so cringeworthy and obvious as to what she's trying to accomplish here. And it doesn't work out. Did anybody really think she wasn't going to attend the Invictus Games this year? I didn't. That whole we're publicly separating. To me, it's like they knew Vanity Fair was doing that story, and she knew the divorce thing was going to come out. Maybe she tried to come out with something to deter what that would actually mean, that her team allegedly shopped a book about what her life would be post-divorce from Harry. So it might be a clever way to go ahead and bury that kind of PR. But I'm not 100% sure. I just know in my heart of hearts, right, Meghan, that there was no way she was going to miss the Invictus Games. Not this year. So I used Grok AI on Twitter. This was a lot of fun. And I said, hey, show me in Meghan Markle, Game of Thrones, winter is coming. Because I feel like all this press we've been seeing, all these leaks, Meghan saying 2025 is her year, officially joining Instagram. She's laying the groundwork for something. And that's the basis of this video. She's laying the groundwork. She doesn't have a kingdom. Harry doesn't have a kingdom. They can't go and pretend to be the king and queen of Montecito, but they can pretend to be the king and queen of the Invictus Games. And we know that the Invictus Games spells out I am Invictus and we are Invictus. But I feel like now she's really, really trying to make it that she and Harry are Invictus. We've seen this for years where it's become the Meghan show. Shame on them for allowing it. But again, they're probably following Prince Harry, who's not putting his foot down about it. Regardless, this is what I think is going on. So we've had a couple of leaks recently, haven't we? Yesterday, it kind of blew up Twitter X that there was a private picture of Harry and Meghan and their children that was released in Gloria Steinem's Architectural Digest piece. Now, Sidley Twins did a great video on this, and they speak for me when they say nobody our age looks at Architectural Digest anymore. It's kind of past its time, at least in popularity. And it's not like anybody caught this way back on December 12th. It had to have been leaked because it randomly popped up on Tumblr. You really mean to tell me that Meghan is such a powerful person that people are just dying to see her more, that somebody is stalking all of these other publications in hopes of seeing Meghan and the children? No. Okay? And if so, I'm sure there would have been a lawsuit to go ahead and remove that picture from Architectural Digest back when it happened. I mean, after all, Meghan and Harry know that they're friends with Gloria Steinem, and they would have definitely seen those pics. This isn't a surprise to me. This was deliberately done, just like the obscure 2-3 second moment in Jessica Alba's video on Kerry Washington and Jessica Alba and the sister psychic person. So this has been up since December 12th. It's got pictures of her home, very interesting decor. It would keep me awake, definitely. Definitely energized and not able to go to sleep, though I am digging the kind of boho gypsy stuff going on here. I know it's not what I normally share, but I do kind of like that, especially that footstool ottoman thing going on. And lo and behold, this is the picture in question where someone is looking at this entire busy backdrop, right? No one's looking here to see who she's with, and it looks like it's Ruth Bader Ginsburg, other people, things like that. No one's looking to see what's on her fake book thing there. No one's looking over here. No one's breaking the internet over who she's pictured with here. Somehow, with all of this busy backdrop, somebody focused in and goes, oh my goodness, that's Archie, Lily, Meghan, and Harry. This is huge. Let's break this. And yeah, you know what? That might even be a picture of her with Archie from back in the day there, but I guess nobody's breaking the internet about that. Somehow we have confirmation that this is here, and yet the picture was never taken down. As litigious as Harry and Meghan are, you really believe this just so happened to have been leaked? That they didn't know their picture was here? This is staged. And if you ask me, it's like they wanted this out there because we know how wounded, allegedly, the couple felt during one of the Queen's last Christmas addresses, where she didn't have a picture of Harry and Archie and Meghan, right? And the same with King Charles. They're keeping it very simple, but this is their chance to do it with importance in Architectural Digest. This is weird, okay? But there is a purpose behind it. There's a reason why all these pictures are coming out now. And if you believe otherwise, that these pictures are coincidental that they're coming out, then hey, look, I have a picture to sell you of Meghan Markle being terrified during the New York City car chase. Look, this is an actual picture of her car going 80 miles per hour as the paparazzi was keeping up with them. All right, that's how believable the I didn't know thing is here. So as we talked about, here's the picture. It appears to be them. Since I did take this from the Architectural Digest picture itself, then I know it wasn't somebody who superimposed it. You could verify it yourself, but let's take a look at everything going on here. So first of all, Catherine celebrated World Cancer Day, right? And so here she is. This picture was taken by Prince Louis, which I absolutely love and adore because he's following in his mama's footsteps. Everybody knows Catherine has a love for photography, and a lot of the pictures taken of the royal family seems to be in private, really relaxed cases where it's Catherine capturing them, and she gives away her pictures for everybody else to monetize in the media. They get to use them. They don't have to pay for them. She also included a great quote. So here is the picture of Catherine that Louis got of his mama. I mean, look at this. Great lighting, everything else, okay? And here's a great quote. You have to love how I don't know if this picture was also by Louis or if she just, got something that was along the same lines. But she did share, don't forget to nurture all that which lies beyond the disease, which is really, really important. That it's not just about the sickness. It's not just about what you're going through. Focus on the things you do have. And they've also been covering how Catherine has been visiting a lot of sinners lately. They also covered what Catherine wore. It wasn't her so much releasing as it was released that this was a rewear. So the palace released a statement that they're not going to be releasing what she wears anymore because they do want it to be about the work. Now, if other people come up with it, that's okay. But if you ask me, clever move, because God knows, somebody's going to leak what Meghan Markle's wearing because she's just that in demand, right? They also showed her at the Center for Early Childhood Shaping Us framework, all about early childhood development, which is a huge, important cause. I wish we focused more on that here in the States. I'm sure there are organizations that do. We just don't hear that much about it here. And why is all of this important? Because do not forget that when Meghan Markle interviewed her good friend Misan back in 2023 at a private residence for Netflix to go about his short, which was an Oscar-nominated short, that she shared this story about her son wanting a camera. So Meghan Markle told E! News she wouldn't buy her son Archie a Leica camera for Christmas because they're too expensive. Now, Neil Sean said that this was probably dropped in hopes of Meghan doing a hint, hint, nudge, nudge, right? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, to Leica, hoping to get a camera, but more than likely, if it's that kind of deal, they would want something in return, like what Meghan uploaded to her Instagram the other day, name dropping, oh my gosh, this is so off the cuff. Thank you, Billie Eilish. I don't know you, but you're a beautiful person. Blah, 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 blah. So if you need a reminder, our 4.5-year-old son, he would say, no, I'm not 4. I'm 4.5. Misan was showing him how to do photography the last time he was with us. And I bought Archie a camera, and he said, but it's not a Leica like Misan. And I said, you're not getting a Leica. I personally think there was something going on behind that specific photo that just so happened to get attention. I think, one, Meghan is slowly trickling that, hey, the kids are about to make their grand appearance. And the reason why is because all the stuff about the kids hitting the headline, being trickled, drip fed to everybody, hoping that the media will pick up on it. It's all coming from her own Instagram account. Obscure things like the photo having been, almost 2 months now on Architectural Digest's website, nobody noticing, right? And that photo, kind of the stuff that we saw with Catherine and Louis and their really cute moments at the Platinum Jubilee. So we know that allegedly Prince Louis, God, we love Boss Baby. I know I do, okay? I mean, I love all of them, but his little personality, is it not the cutest? And he was sitting there cutting up. Allegedly, his cousins had given him a lot of sugar. And look, it does take a lot of energy and focus to be able to sit there and stay still and to go through a ceremony no matter what's going on, okay? But he was kind of cutting up, and he was sharing such sweet moments with Catherine. And especially with it being highlighted that this photo was taken by Prince Louis. Yeah, I think this whole weird Archie putting his hand on Meghan's forehead was to kind of copy this moment here. That's my opinion. I'd love to know your thoughts, okay? If you think it was to copy this, drop a clown emoji down below, okay? And if you think something else is going on, we'll share your opinion. That's what this is for. So back to the whole Invictus thing. We know William and Catherine and the Cambridge children have been a huge focus for years on the balcony. And why wouldn't they be? They are the future of the monarchy. And their children have been highlighted on the balcony. Now, it was surprising to me. Meghan and them left early, but I can't believe that she left without her children getting a moment on the balcony. Because look at Louis here. I mean, it was like his first troop in the color or something. A cute little face. I mean, I love it. I think that that's what they're going to try to do, is to make a moment for their kids at Invictus Games. So it's not just going to be the Meghan show, okay? She's going to share the spotlight. And I was talking to Revealing the Narc about this, and I think I've shared it with other people on X before. My opinion is, I think Meghan is kind of like Kris Jenner, all right? Kris Jenner's wanted the spotlight on herself for years. No doubt about it. Okay, I mean, the way that she was doing the stepper, the way that she got Bruce Jenner to become a speaker. I mean, she managed his career. She turned him into, the motivational speaker and stuff that he did end up becoming. Not just a stage mom, I think she wanted it for herself too. So we've seen Kris Jenner be a momager, aka stage mom and manager of her daughter Kim, but there have been times where she was out there going, oh, maybe I should change my last name from Jenner to Kardashian. And I have to love the way SNL made fun of it, where Kristen Wiig dressed up as Kris Jenner and she was trying to insert herself. I know, I digress. So I think Meghan Markle has a love-hate relationship with sharing the spotlight. Does she want to merge the kids? Absolutely, because she'll always be able to say, I'm the mother of kids in line to the throne. I mean, we saw that when they first launched their Archwell website. It was Harry saying, I am my mother's son. And then Meghan, Diana 2.0, going, and I am our son's mother. She's been milking the whole mommy thing. I'm part of the cool moms group, mom alliances, as a mother. I'm not a model, I'm a mom. We've seen this coming. Now, Revealing the Narc did share that she thinks it's Harry who's putting his foot down, saying, no, we're not doing that to the children. And I can see that, I can. But I think that Meghan, even if she did, just kind of like how she was doing with Doria, remember? Where she was inviting Doria along, and then it was like, no, Mom, no, Mom, you've got to go away because the attention's getting taken off of me. I feel like she would do that with the kids. What's very telling, though, is I think a lot of the reason why we have not seen the kids much, maybe some of it is about Archie, but I think Meghan's totally all about merching those kids. There's so many things about her and Fergie. And Fergie and Andrew did sell pictures of their kids and of their home to make up for all their bad spending. I think that's why Meghan Markle didn't want to be on the steps of the hospital to show off Archie. It had nothing to do with the alleged emergency room or privacy or anything like that. It's if somebody is going to make money off of it, it's going to be her, okay? But I think if they get too much attention and she's not getting the attention she feels she needs, no matter the amount of money, she's going to either pull those kids back into obscurity again, or she's going to demand their photos are taken of a certain way so all you see is Meghan herself, maybe the backs of the kids, right? We've seen a lot of media coming out, guys, where it's Prince Archie and Princess Lily set to take over Prince Harry's key project. Like it's a royal patronage that they're going to inherit one day. More like some weird corporation. Let's face it, Invictus Games doesn't come off as a charity anymore. It comes off as one of those charities that were exposed on that TV show Revenge about all the rich people who set up these charities as shell corporations, to help them look good, line their pockets, and pay for their expensive lifestyles. That's my opinion. And I do see a lot of parallels. So why would these stories be coming out? Oh, I'm setting this up for my children to take over. One, it does two things. It does help take off the backlash about it becoming the Meghan show, and it also preps the audience, maybe even generate some buzz to get those bidding wars going for pictures of the kids should they appear at Invictus. And it also could, if it's like Revealing the Narc says, Harry's all about protection, doesn't want his kids in the spotlight, kind of ease him into allowing it because, hey, as your legacy, don't you want them ready to do it? Shouldn't you be showing Archie the ropes, why it's important to you? They're going to be in the media one day, honey. We've got to get them prepped for that. In my opinion, there's a reason all of this is being leaked. There's a reason. It's like she's a dolphin rounding up the fish to get into that giant commercial fishing net. So we've seen the Cambridges. The Cambridges don't charge for their appearance on the balcony. That's what I think Harry and Meghan are going to do at Invictus, primarily Meghan. If you've been looking at the pictures, especially since they left the monarchy, they always seem to follow a certain formula, don't you think? And that's what I think is going on here. I mean, it gets to be all about that loving look of her, and as a mother and her kids, she's so protective, yet she's preparing them for their destiny. And don't forget, they're still in line to the royal throne, right, as a British royal family members. So she has to get them ready now should the unthinkable happen and they do, take over the throne one day. She's been leaking pics of the kids and that guy video. This is never by accident with Meghan. There's always another reason. There's a reason behind everything she says. There's a reason behind everything she does. Don't forget, in this video, there was a loving song where we heard Archie and Lily's voice singing something about Guy the Beagle who just passed away. So all these things were included for a reason. It's to get the hype going. And in my opinion, if the price isn't right, that's the only reason why we're not going to see the kids at Invictus, okay? So I think this is something to watch. If you've noticed anything else being leaked or some other drip-fed things, or you think something else is going on, comment below. This is a discussion. But mark my words, in my opinion, everything is a setup. Everything. Do not forget, like I said, Andrew and Fergie showed off Princess Eugenie. They didn't just show them off. They took the pictures themselves. They sold the pictures. They pocketed the money. All right, here you go. In an intimate portrait by her husband, Prince Andrew, a radiant Fergie shows off little Princess Eugenie. Got this off the internet, as you can see. So, and people, celebrities, hey, look, 2008, 2006, don't forget Meghan was in Hollywood. And she saw Brad and Angelina sell their baby pics. Now, keep in mind, though, it's Brad and Angelina. Everybody wanted to see those baby pics, right? I mean, sexiest man alive. Angelina was like a top star. So beautiful. Everybody was dying thinking that these babies, like their looks were going to be the next Big Bang Theory and starting a new universe, okay? The difference is, though, they donated that money to charity. There's no way the pics of these kids are going to get donated to charity unless it's the Archwell charity or some other charity that they have set up in Delaware, I am sure. Allegedly, my opinion, and I'm sticking with it. So, wow, I didn't realize just how much Eugenie looks like her mom, right? But I think it's very telling that Meghan Markle, in my opinion, makes Fergie look like a very, very classy lady. A very, very aristocratic lady, okay? Because, yeah, we know that she's merched things and she liked the attention and everything else. But my goodness, she's always made sure to speak well of the monarchy. It was never her going after the monarchy and woe is me and everything else. She may have cried and said, I can't get anything right and I'm not Diana and blah, blah, blah. Because we haven't seen that with Meghan and, targeting Catherine allegedly with that. But let's face it, Fergie always knew what side her bread was buttered on. All right, and she's always talked up the monarchy. Same with Kris Jenner, man. Meghan, at this point, you're making Kris Jenner look like American royalty here. But keep it up, whatever. What do I know? I'm just a layman public person, not a specialist, not a royal reporter. But if I'm seeing this, what do you think the public is seeing, especially with lack of any deals being offered, any lucrative deals? I mean, she went from that deal with Harry and Spotify to being dropped by Spotify, being called lazy effing grifters, to going to Lemonada and putting her show on hold because she's got time to merch and name drop on Instagram, but she has no time to put out a podcast about what she's thinking, maybe featuring that 14-year-old little girl who started the Altadena charities. That girl went through so much and started those charities, and she launched immediately. Meghan Markle has the best of help, professional studios, ideas, producers. She can't get anything done. Please tell me how she was a self-made successful woman before Harry. All right, don't even get me started. I'm going to close out with this picture of Boss Baby Louie because, he speaks for me here. That's my face with all these rumors, all these allegations, this obvious PR tactic that we're seeing unfold in front of us. It's so amateur. It doesn't matter what best of the best she hires. This MO is the same no matter who she employs. So that's going to do it for me, guys. I do have a lot more videos coming out. I feel like we can't get a break to slow down because there's so many new things constantly coming out. In my opinion, this is a huge PR blitz happening before the event. We know from when she guest edited Vogue, Forces for Change, Tom Bauer said, I think it was Tom Bauer, and Revenge, that Meghan Markle thought that they should drip feed and leak things up before the magazine came out. And Edward Enninful said, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to let the work speak for itself, something to that effect.